My question is, we're living in the West with our family, with our children. Alhamdulillah, Allah made us able to give our children to Islamic school, which is with the payment. My always question inside me is, now we are able to give them to Islamic school, but what about the next generation and next generation? Maybe, we're not here because of the, there are three reasons that, serious reasons you can leave your country. We're not with none of them. So if we want to go back to our country anytime, alhamdulillah, we can. And our country is, even though it's not ruled Islamically, but all the people living their Islam as much as they can. My always question is, maybe we should leave, or if we stay here, if we choose, another parents also, if we choose to stay here, what is it that we have to pay attention all the time for us, for the generations of us?
So again, that's a beautiful question. In your question, you answered it, which is that you can only be in the Dar al-Harb or Dar al-Kufr for three reasons, and then there's a fourth one some ulama mentioned. So one of them is your life is in danger. Most of us, we don't have anybody trying to kill us in the Muslim countries, right? Second is that you're unable to find any risk, like you're starving, some kind of mass floods and so on, but we don't have that situation either. Third, which inshallah, for some of us at least, most of us claim it, is for da'wah. Meaning that you are living there as a representative, as the Shaykh said, da'wah champion. You're trying to make a change, you're trying to call people towards Allah. And that would mean that you would prioritize da'wah over everything. Over work, over family, over everything. You would have to say that my number one, even if there's a family dinner, but you have your da'wah day, the da'wah day takes precedence. If you have a work meeting, but you have your da'wah time, you have to give it precedence. And if that's true, then that is one of the shari'i permissible. And the fourth one, some ulama mentioned, if you need to go and get certain type of knowledge or education that's needed in the Muslim lands, but that's very rare nowadays, right? So, if none of those are applicable, and you do have a place in the Muslim world that you can go and live and practice the religion freely and more than when you can in the land of the kuffar, then you should make hijrah, right? Having said that, that's not so easy sometimes, because many Muslim countries, unfortunately, are more restrictive on you being able to practice your religion than living in the West. So the issue is, where can you practice your religion, right? Where can you preserve the Islamic ibadah and the Islamic environment? So if you cannot do that in the West, and you can in your whatever homeland, or even any other land of the Muslims. Land of the Muslim doesn't mean where you're ethnically from. We are Muslim. Every Muslim country is our land. So then you should make hijrah. But if you can be involved in the da'wah and in the change that is needed in the West and be a da'wah champion, then I think it's preferable to be where you are most active. And I will also say one last thing. They say the grass is always greener on the other side. So a lot of people, they think, oh, if I go to this country, it's going to be this beautiful environment and masajid and adhan. And then they go there and they find out that there is sometimes more fitna there than where you were. So also, if you're practically thinking, maybe go spend a couple of months and check it out first. But again, if you are going to be in the land of kuffar, to make sure that you involve your children in the masajid and in the da'wah and in the duroos is a very important responsibility. And if you're careless with that, then you will be held responsible for what happens to your children in the future. If you did your best, then guidance and istiqamah and all of that is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Barakallahu feek.
Okay, I have